Hello, my name is Chris and I will review the 2021 BMW X4M competition. Confusingly, BMW has the X4M and this upgraded X4M competition, which means 30 more horsepower, exterior upgrades, darkening some of the features like the grille, 21-inch wheels instead of 20-inch wheels, standard high-quality leather instead of the cheap leather, and the availability of the Ultimate package, which is $10,000 here in Canada. The Ultimate package consists of M-Carbon precision struts, ventilated front seats, driving assistant package, parking assistant plus with surround view, wireless charging with extended Bluetooth and USB, M-Carbon exterior, M-Drivers package, steering and lane control, evasion assist, cross traffic front alert, active cruise control with stop and go. I find BMW option groups are not a very satisfying buying experience, but every single one of my friends and acquaintances have always mentioned the option groups they selected when informing me of their purchase of their new BMW. So BMW is probably onto something here. What do you think of BMW option groups? Let me know in the comments. Of note, base X4M is an absolute performance bargain. An M car really means track ready, high performance. The exterior is typical BMW, assertive and professional. I especially love to see the cooling systems from the front. The paint color is incredible and the build quality is top notch. From behind, you can see the unique competition black exhaust. It rides just like it looks, more on that later. The interior has been given the 3 Series treatment and it looks very good. The fit and finish is exemplary. The more time you spend in a BMW, the more you appreciate the seemingly indestructible build quality. Idrive is super snappy, though a bit complex. It is not only an Idrive knob interface, but a touchscreen interface. The digital dash really looks good, no complaints, as is the heads-up display. The seats are excellent with awesome merino leather. The various performance settings are easily accessible, brilliant. The M-specific adaptive suspension is really sporty and the steering is super reactive to input. A throwback to older BMWs in a sense, at least in spirit. For example, this steering and driving feel felt way tighter than the M440i I drove recently. The M brakes feel powerful. This vehicle really doesn't have any weaknesses and it can't at this price. As expensive as this vehicle is, when you combine this with a crazy performance, its as tested price of $108,000 Canadian actually feels priced somewhat appropriately. The engine is the star of the show and combined with all-wheel drive, there is a base Corolla's power at every wheel of this X4M. Nuts. You could feel it when accelerating. Even when passing on the highway, you can sense the tires clawing the road at highway speeds when accelerating. 503 horsepower is special because I suspect that you can accelerate from 100 to 200 kilometers nearly as quickly as 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. I'm just guessing, of course. This 3-liter 6-cylinder turbo engine produces 503 horsepower and 442 pounds of torque and does 16.6 liters in the city and 12.1 liters on the highway. That is 1419 mpg according to the EPA. There's an 8-speed automatic and X4M does 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. That is blazing fast. Here are my thoughts on the road. Hello car lovers, driving the BMW X4M 2021. This is the competition version. What to say about this vehicle? Well, I was driving with Ross and I was thinking about who is this car made for? In fact, I've been thinking about this since I drove it for the first time a few years ago. They've updated, some of the updates are awesome, and who's this car for? And I can think right now, I think it's for guys like me. Generation X, who've owned perhaps in the past BMW 3 Series, maybe of 10, 15 years ago, and who aren't quite ready to step up to the SUV experience or the crossover experience. I know I'm not. When I see a Q5, it means nothing to me. When I see an X3, it means nothing to me. Or an Acura RDX for that matter. It's not really my bag. And it's designed for people who are willing to perhaps go up to like a higher drive experience, a heightened sense of security, a better visibility, the added convenience, but not quite ready for the full crossover look. I think this is your vehicle. Now, we have the X4M. So for those of you who are Gen X, who've worked a little harder, who've had a little bit more drive, who spent less than they earned, more intensely than others, well, this is the vehicle for you. And let me explain why. We'll start with the steering characteristics. Really nice steering. It's so tight. It's actually laughably tight, which makes this very fun. The suspension now. The suspension is very hard for this type of vehicle. Like, it's not bruisingly hard, but much harder. I mean, it feels like the BMWs of before. Ross says it's a vehicle that has not been watered down for the American market. I have to agree with him. The engine, of course, let's floor it. Whoa, that pulls really hard. I'm not sure that people who buy this vehicle are going to go on the track. They're going to use it more in terms of, for example, getting on the on-ramps like I'm going to do right now. You're going to open it up, right? To get on the on-ramps, you might floor it a little bit. You might floor it to pass somebody. You might have a country road that you like that you might go on for 5-10 minutes. I don't see people who are doing more than that buying this vehicle, even though it is track ready. I mean, it's an M product. The exterior styling, I like it. It's growing on me, especially the rear 3/4. I find it looks very good. From the front, it has a very macho M look. I like to see the cooling radiators in front. When you see through the front grille, I like that look. BMW does that, and I find it looks kind of like functional, meaty, you know? From a practicality point of view, what's it like? Well, Ross and I have plenty of room here sitting in front. Sitting in back, there's enough room. The rear visibility sucks. Rear 3/4, not very good. Side and front, very good at that level. The seats are hyper comfortable for an M car. The leather is awesome. The bolsters here are adjustable. The bolsters in the bottom are not adjustable. You might think that would be a problem, but I'm not feeling too much strain. They're highly pliable, and also they're spaced quite wide apart, so they don't press too much into your leg. There's also a very convenient thigh extension. There's a Harman Kardon sound system, which plays very well. You have this Idrive interface, which is getting better and better, it seems. These buttons here on the side to adjust the driving characteristics, really nice. A button here for the exhaust too. I like that. Nice thick M steering wheel. Some people say it's too thick. I like it like that. It's nice and thick, especially at the 10 and 2 grips. The digital dash with the navigation inside, very nice. You have here a wonderful heads-up display, very big. Gives you messages too, like when you're not staying in your lane, like I was doing right now. Very good at that level. There's carbon fiber touches here that are very nice. I can't complain about this interior. This snappy iDrive, the buttons, the ability to use the touchscreen here, which makes it accessible if you don't want to use the iDrive. This makes a higher than average, easy to use experience. And that's big. In this category, they're often complicated. Obviously, highly recommendable. Let me show you why. Oh, you're gonna love that. You're gonna love those G-forces. So, highly recommendable on the lease. Ross agrees with me on this. However, on the purchase, I'm not so sure. After warranty, I'm not crazy about going to the garage and spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 per garage visit. I don't care how much money you make. I'm sure that's not fun. So on the purchase, let's just say for BMW, Audi, and Mercedes for that matter, I lease. After 4 years, I bring back the keys. The maintenance is covered under the warranty, so when you go to the garage, it really costs nothing. You do your payments, your insurance, your tires, your brakes, and that's it. So that is the review. By the way, if you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And if you really like it, well, then you should subscribe.